As a nonprofit, a majority of your time and energy is going straight into doing what you do best, serving your people. And that's a good thing. But on the backside of that, it can sometimes feel like not enough people know what it is that you do, or that your current communication campaigns just aren't doing what you expect of them. And you know what? That sucks. If you don't know me, my name is Braden. I've done nonprofit work for almost 5 years now, and I can say it sucks because I felt this firsthand. In this video, you're going to get my top 3 bang for your buck videos that will actually move the needle for your nonprofit. That way, you can equip your marketing team with resources that actually work and get back to doing what you do best. So, starting our list off is number 3, the event recap. This is a staple for any nonprofit I've worked with. If you've tried to do any kind of content, event recaps are usually the starting point, which is why you might be thinking, wait, hold on, we've done these before and it didn't do anything for us. And honestly, kind of felt like a giant waste of money. I feel that. I've been there. And the sad news is, I'm not surprised. The good news is, it's fixable. So let me quickly break it down. Most event recaps are just montages. That means they are simply a collection of the best shots of the week, put over some nice music, that the shots are put together one after another, after another, after another, after another, and it looks pretty, but it doesn't actually do anything. There's no plan for what's going to accomplish after it's created, and in most cases, it ends up on social media and gets some comments like, wow, so cool, looks like a great time, love your work. That's good engagement, but has the video actually paid for itself? Most nonprofits don't have money to waste, so spending hard-earned donations on expenses like a recap video like this end up feeling terrible. It's an expense rather than an investment that can actually do something for you long-term. So here are the 3 keys to a good recap video. Number 1, it has a plan. What is going to be communicated through this video? Who is the target audience? Is it people who attended the event or people who didn't? Is it only going to go on social media, or do we have the ability to share this video via email or direct message? Most nonprofits aren't thinking about this. All they think is, oh, I have an event, I should get some video and some photos of it. But they have really no idea or plan on how to properly use those assets. That's number 1. Number 2 is it's short. If your recap is approaching 5, 6, or please no, but even 10 minutes long, it's likely too long. Here's why. If your audience was not at the event, unfortunately, it's not likely that they will want to see all the pretty pictures and the 8-minute video montage of all the things they missed out on. It's a long time for them to spend on something that they didn't even attend. The only exception to this is if you are showing the recap on the last day of your event. So if it's a summary video of what people experienced, then yeah, a longer video is usually appropriate because this audience is more bought in. They will want to try and see their faces, and since they are a more captive audience, because you're likely showing it on a projector or a big screen rather than like them watching it on their phone or computer, you can usually get away with a longer, more montage-like video in that situation. Depending on where you decide to post your recap will determine how long it needs to be. If it's going on social media, 30 to 60 seconds would be my maximum. If you're emailing it to people, 45 to 60 seconds. It needs to grab, hold, and keep their attention. Any longer than that for somebody who didn't attend, and they are going to click off of it. Number 3 is actually going to be a key for all of the videos. So I'll come back to that in just a second. And that's the first video that, when done right, moves the needle the most for nonprofits. Number 2 is actually even more powerful. Number 2 is what we're calling the impact update. You have likely seen these before. This is when a nonprofit shares a story of impact that has happened through the work that they have done. Let me tell you a quick example of this. The nonprofit that I've worked with the most does an annual fundraiser for the state. Every year they give away an award to somebody that has shown the most courage in the face of adversity over the last year. The first video we shot for this was 3 years ago, and it was an all-ability athlete who had nearly died at birth. The next year, it was for an 8th grader who had unfortunately gotten run over by a car and had to relearn how to walk. And the last one was a high school senior who was in a car accident where her best friend died, and she also had to relearn how to walk and was currently playing her senior season of basketball. Those are crazy stories. They were highly emotional. What was a key theme through all of those stories, though, was how members of this nonprofit had come alongside those winners and were instrumental in their stories. It tied the success of these incredible individuals with the work that the nonprofit was doing to create an emotional presentation of an award at this banquet. That's one way you can use impact updates. Showing them at banquets is a great space as long as they are formatted into the program in a way that isn't cliche or weird. You can also send these out quarterly to your donors as a reminder of how their donations are making a difference. Another way is to tie a few of them together at the end of the year in an end of the year appeal, or if you do year-end fundraising. Seeing 4 stories 4 weeks in a row with complementing social media plan and a call to action at the end of each one with a final give now ask can be an incredibly effective way to leverage the work that you're doing, which hopefully is good work. Here are 3 quick steps to determine what story to use. Number 1, it should be compelling. If it's not a good story, I hate to say it, but putting it on video won't make it any better. It'll make it pretty, sure, but it won't make it a better story. So here's the framework I use when picking a story. If it makes me want to cry, I know I've got a winner. Impact updates are stories that leave you speechless. They are the wins you share in your board meetings, at staff meetings, testimonials you use on your website. These are the types of stories that you should be looking for. Number 2, it should match your audience. This is specifically the audience that you're trying to reach. If you're feeding homeless people in DC, but the story you want to use is how you rescued a cat in Baltimore, you got the wrong story. It sounds stupid, but you'd be really surprised how often this happens. Whatever the story is, you got to make sure it aligns with the goals and audience of your organization. Number 3, your org should have a direct role in the story. Even though you're not the focal point of the video, you still want to make sure you're attached to it in some way. It's not about you, it's about the way that you were part of someone else's story. At first, when you hear it, it's a weird dynamic to try and hold in your hand. But once you get it, your impact updates are far more impactful. All right, home stretch. The last and most important video, in our opinion, is what we call your brand story. This is the cream of the crop. It is the core video that defines who you are as an organization, what you do, why you do it, and how people can get involved. Now, most nonprofits have an About Us video on their website, and they think, we're good. We got this covered. That's great. But there are 3 key differences between a brand story video and an About Us video. Let's break it down. Number 1, a brand story video is about them, not you. An About Us video usually says something like, "Hi, we're XYZ nonprofit based in ABC City. We have served 123 different kittens over the last 15 years. Our number 1 goal is to see homeless kittens find homes in ABC City." You probably hated watching that, right? I hated saying it, and that was 15 seconds. Think about this. Most About Us videos are 5 minutes long. How many people do you think are sitting through an entire video where all you talk about is yourself and how cool you are? It's not that entertaining. It's a fine line because you do have to say what you do, but you have to paint the problem first so that people know what to care about. A brand story shows people what problem you are trying to solve first. If you are combating homelessness and kittens in ABC City, lead with that. But don't say, "We exist to combat homelessness." No. When you say we, you're already talking about you. So start with something like, there are 4,000 animal shelters in ABC City. There are 40,000 kittens in those shelters. Over 100,000 are still on the street. Can you hear how much more intriguing the problem is now? It's not about you yet. You haven't said anything about your organization. It's about the problem that is the reason you exist. A brand story is repurposable. Wow, that's tough to spell. A brand story is repurposable. Conference openers, website headers, email signatures as a link, about us pages, the list goes on and on and on. Once produced, a 3 to 5 minute brand story video will usually last 3 years, unless the leadership or the mission of the nonprofit change. You can and should use this literally everywhere. It can be an aligning piece of content for not only donors and volunteers, but even staff members to watch and remember the why behind the what. And I promised I would give you back to point number 3 on the event recap. If you haven't caught it so far, it is story. Story is everything when it comes to marketing, media, and videos. Every single piece of content you produce, whether photo or video, should have a story baked inside of it. Story is what moves people, it motivates them, and it ultimately drives them to action. Most nonprofits have incredible stories, but they struggle to tell them well. Those stories ultimately fall flat, and your marketing can feel like it's not accomplishing anything. If that's you, and you're wondering if it's time to look at investing in video for your nonprofit, whether it's an event recap or an impact update or a brand story, we actually just made a free PDF guide addressing just that. It's got checklists, stats on video, and it talks about 2 more videos that I didn't even cover in this. You can find it at the link in the description below. And that's it. You now have the tools to overhaul your video production in your nonprofit. If you implement these videos, you should see a dramatic increase in engagement, and you'll realize video production doesn't have to be an expense. It can be an investment into the work that you're doing day in and day out.